Today we will answer 4 frequently asked questions for Best Choice Products HDTV Rotor Remote Outdoor Amplified Antenna. Before beginning, click the link in the description below to access the Federal Communications Commission's website to determine the signal reception for your area. Simply enter your location into the website and you will know if the coverage for TV stations are strong, moderate, weak, or without signal. Our first question is, why is the antenna not rotating? Begin by turning off the power supply box for a few minutes. Then turn on the power supply box to check if the antenna now rotates. Make sure that both the red light on the antenna and the power supply box are both on. And if only one is on, then there is a problem either with the power supply box or the antenna for the coaxial RG6 grade cable. For the best results, use a continuous cable without splitters and with a length of no longer than 150 feet. Another frequently asked question is, the antenna is not getting channels that a neighbor is able to receive when pointed in the same direction. Why is this? First, it is important and recommended that the antenna be raised 30 feet above the ground for optimal results. The antenna is able to pick up signal for approximately 150 miles. But if anything is blocking the line of sight of the broadcast tower, this will inhibit the amount of channels available. Things such as trees, buildings, or mountains, for example. Additionally, the television itself may not pick up HD channels if it is an older analog television. If an older television is using an HDTV antenna, it will require a converter box to pick up HD channels. A third question is, how do you search for channels without losing the first channels already found? The television menu will typically provide a save option to store channels already found. Each television has its own particular method for scanning to search for signals. And so if there are particular channels that are sought, begin by entering the channel into the television. Next, rotate the antenna with either the remote or the button on the power control unit until the rotor motor stops. On the television menu, begin a scanning search until it is able to pick up the channel. If the channel you are searching for is still not found, check online at fcc.gov, link in the description, to know if the channel sought is available in your area. Our final question is, how can I hook up 2 televisions to the HDTV rotor motor antenna? To install a connection for 2 televisions will require an additional coaxial RG6 grade cable that will connect to the TV2 outlet. Best Choice Products HDTV rotor motor amplified antenna supplies only 1 cable, so additional cable will have to be purchased for this second television. Once the additional cable is acquired, simply connect it to the TV2 outlet in the power supply box and to the television. Both the power and the signal for rotating and scanning the antenna is supplied through the coaxial cable, and so splitting this cable will lower the power and signal connection to your
You don't need a professional installer to easily install your antenna on the roof, in the attic, or on a deck or side of the house. First, determine the appropriate mounting screws, not provided, for securely mounting the foot to the mounting surface. and mount the foot in the chosen location. Second, align the pivot hole in the pipe with a pivot hole on the foot and thread a screw through the opening using a washer on each end of the screw. Then, loosely thread a nut on the screw. Third, using a level, adjust the pipe until vertical. Then, align the leveling hole in the pipe with the nearest leveling hole in the foot. Again, thread a screw through the two holes using a washer on each end and loosely thread a nut on the end of the screw. Check that the pipe is still in a vertical position and tighten the two installed nuts. Step 4. Set the antenna head on the pipe, making sure that the up arrow is pointing upward. Next, position the antenna head so that the front of the antenna is pointing toward the desired broadcast towers. Then, place the mast clamp around the pipe and align the holes with the holes on the back of the antenna. Install a washer on each of the two screws and insert a screw through each aligned hole, and then tighten the screws. Now connect the coax to the coax port on the antenna and route the coax cable to the location of the power inserter. Connect the coax cable from the antenna to the ANT/AMP port of the power inserter and connect a coax from the TV tuner port of the power inserter to the antenna in port on your digital TV. Plug the mini USB into the USB PWR port of the amplifier and plug the regular USB into a USB port on the TV or into the 110-volt adapter. Finally, in your television setup menu, set the mode to antenna or air and run a channel scan on your television to find available channels. To receive the maximum number of channels in your area, you may need to reposition the antenna and repeat the channel scan on your television. Please refer to your manual for additional information, including safety tips and electrical grounding instructions.